Today, we're going to dive into a really cool idea about who we are, based on a piece called The Space Between the Notes. And it gets at something pretty wild. What if the most important parts of our lives aren't the things we do, but the silence in between them?
Just think about it for a second. That moment of pure anger, or overwhelming joy, or just deep, deep sadness. It feels like it's everything, right? Like a huge weather system moving right through you. But here's the strange part. Even in the middle of all that chaos, isn't there another part of you that's just there? A quiet awareness that's just watching the whole show? Well, getting to know that silent observer is the key to this whole thing. To really get a handle on this, let's imagine there's a stage inside your mind. And on this stage, there are two main characters who pretty much shape your entire experience of life. So, on one side, you have the witness. This is that silent presence we were just talking about. It's never happy, it's never sad, it just is. And on the other side, you have the storm, all our feelings, the joy, the sorrow, the whole mess. One is totally constant, and the other is always, always changing. Okay, so this brings up a huge question. The witness is passive, right? It just watches. And the storm is just feelings. So who's actually doing anything? Who gets you out of bed, goes to work, talks to people? Is there a third character on this stage we're missing? And that leads us to this mysterious third character. Let's call him the actor. You might know this guy by other names, like the ego or your inner critic. He sure seems to be running the show. But as we're about to find out, he might just be a phantom. And here's the big paradox. Think about those times when you are completely lost in what you're doing. Playing music, writing, just totally immersed in some craft. In those moments of pure flow, is there really a sense of you doing it, or does the action just happen? In these moments, the doer, our actor, is nowhere to be found. He's vanished. So if the actor isn't around during the action, where the heck is he? This is where it gets fascinating. He exists in the spaces between the notes. He pops up before you do something to worry and plan, and then he comes back after you're done to judge your performance or to take all the credit. So, how does this phantom actor manage to feel so real and stay in charge? Well, he uses a very clever trick, one that completely messes with how we experience time itself. See, there are really two kinds of time. There's wall clock time, which is what your watch measures. 60 seconds is always a minute, period. But then there's psychological time. That's your feeling of time. And all those moments when the actor is talking, worrying about what's next, replaying the past, man, those feel like they take forever, while moments of flow just fly by. And this is the result of that trick. Look at this. Because the actor's monologues of worry and judgment take up so much of our perceived time, we end up thinking he's the main character. We think he's who we are. But really, he's just the one with the loudest voice, dominating the stage. This actor, this is the source of what some ancient traditions call samsara, the endless cycle of suffering. He takes some small, simple event, just a ripple, and he spins this huge, dramatic story around it until it feels like a tidal wave is about to crash down on you. This constant drama making, that's the engine of our anxiety. But what if we could change that? What if we could actually shrink the actor's stage time? Well, there's a clear, practical path to do just that, a way to literally change the rhythm of our own consciousness. And this path has 5 stages. At stage 1, we are completely lost in the actor's story. It's all we know. But as we become more aware, we hit stage 2, and those stories get shorter. At stage 3, the actor is just a little flicker. Then, by stage 4, we start to have moments of pure flow, action without that middleman. And finally, stage 5, we realize that all action comes from and goes back to a deep, profound silence. Now, this final stage isn't some empty, boring void. Not at all. It's about discovering that witness that was there from the very beginning. It's about learning to live in that vibrant stillness, in that space between the notes of our lives. When the actor finally stops taking over the stage, action doesn't stop. Actually, it gets better. It becomes more pure, more intelligent, because it's no longer being filtered through the lens of a worried, self-conscious me. This is the real source of creativity, of effortless living. It doesn't come from the ego's anxious planning. It just emerges, fully formed, from a deeper, quieter intelligence that's always there. Just think about a master musician or an athlete who's totally in the zone. The perfect action just appears, does exactly what it needs to do, and then it's gone, without leaving behind any pride or regret. It's just clean. Perfect. And that leaves us with this beautiful final thought. What if the peace that we're all looking for isn't something we have to build or achieve? What if it's just what's left over when that phantom actor finally leaves the stage, and all we can hear is the music and the silence in between?